morning, race fans, and welcome here as we get set for our 25th race of the season of the NNSCRA Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series. Getting set here to go racing under the lights at Kentucky Speedway. And these drivers, you're going to be seeing them after tonight only 5 more times during the chase for the championship. We'll be telling you the tracks they'll be going to, but this weekend's really unusual because we're not going to get to see these drivers race their way into a Hersheys Cup Series main event race because there is no Hersheys Cup Series main event race this weekend. It's just the non-charter series here tonight at Kentucky, and then tomorrow night, the last regular season race for the Pizza Hut X Series. Then next week, we pack it all up and we head to next week's race, which is the regular season finale for the Hersheys Cup Series at M&M Super Speedway. So tonight, it's not the top 7 in the finishing results that's on the line. It's basically tonight, these guys going out there, 27 laps of racing, trying to pick up the win, and of course, as their main goal is this season, be in the top 5 in the point standings by the end of the season in order to get one of the 5 vacant charters that will be left vacant after Season 4 leading into Season number 5. Tonight, 27 laps at Kentucky, and this is a different Kentucky from what we usually have run. This is very similar, but the Kentucky we've run the past couple of seasons has been Kentucky 2013. This is Kentucky 2011, and this track can hold them up to 4 wide. Will they try that? I don't know. But hopefully tonight's going to give us a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a window preview of what to expect with tomorrow night's Pizza Hut X Series race. And the reason being, because tomorrow night, it's the chase for the championship grid that's going to be put together when the checkered flag waves. So tonight, hopefully will give us a bit of a preview of what we can expect with chase spots on the line in the Pizza Hut X Series tomorrow night. Nick Gunther lines up on the pole for this evening's race. He's still looking for his first win of the season, looking for a second win of the season for the WG Motorsports drivers. Phil Parker hasn't been to victory lane since Dover, but he's looking for his second win. Let's get to command.
Drivers, start your engines.
There's the command to fire them up, and as I stated, no Hersheys Cup Series main event race, so tonight they're just racing for the checkered flag. They don't even have to worry about finishing in the top 7, because it's not really even going to matter. It doesn't transfer them into a main event, since there is no main event race this week for Hersheys Cup competition. Top 5 coming into this race in the point standings tonight. Daniel Olson is the new points leader now after a great run in the last time out. He now has an 11-point lead over Caleb Farrell. Steven Gonzalez is third in the standings. He is 14 back. Seth Cole, who picked up the win last time out at Hillside, he is up to 4th in points now a 2-time winner. And Stephen Pollard III currently sits in the final 5th position to be able to get that final charter. He's rolling off in the 5th position tonight as well, but he's still looking for his first win of the year. Kev Shearer, remember him? He was battling up there for the points lead quite a bit. He dropped 5 spots in the standings after last time out. He's now 6th in the points, 23 points back. David Culpepper is 7th and Daniel Gilbert 8th. But here's the interesting thing. Top 8 in the point standings, they're separated by 26 points. They could swap from 8th in the points up to the points lead tonight with a good run. And look at this, Nick Gunther, problems for the 7th, the pole sitter, just like that. He is going to be probably out of this race, and he will not lead them to the green flag. I apologize for not seeing that when it happened. I was actually looking at the point standings over on my other screen, but tough break there for Nick Gunther. He was scheduled to start on the pole, and he may not even get it to complete the first lap of this race as we are underway here tonight at Kentucky. David Culpepper, one of those 5 drivers I read off that's in the top 5 in the points. He would love to be able to pick up his first win of the season. Actually, no, he's not in the top 5 in the points. He's 7th in the standings. Boy, I gotta look more at my screen. And here comes SP3 to the bottom. Think back to the time when Stephen Pollard III was in the charter system. Or no, he actually wasn't in a chartered ride when he got a win back in Season 1. No, he was a non-chartered driver. Now he will take the race lead from Culpepper. Now Phil Parker goes to fill in the gap, and take a look back behind them. Look at this. 3 wide here in about 3-4 sections of this field. And I'm telling you, they can hold it 4 wide, and they're going to try it. They are 4 wide. That is Daniel Gilbert in the middle. Alex Gray, DJ Curtis. That was Cole Deaver way up on the outside line. 4 wide, and there you see them using the apron. 2 tires down there in the apron. The apron is a legal passing area here at Kentucky, and these drivers are going to utilize it if they can. Stephen Pollard III out in front. There's Sean Henley back there, that blue car down the inside line. He's 3 wide with Points leader Daniel Olson and Paul Minnick way up on the high side. 27 laps, and obviously we're not going to be able to get an idea of a Hersheys Cup Series main event race here because there is none, but I don't know if these drivers can make it to full 27 laps on one tank of fuel. If this thing goes green to the end, we could end up seeing green flag pit stop shuffle this field up. Meanwhile, Ryan George has moved into second, Seth Cole up there into third place, trying to go for back-to-back wins here in the non-charter series. His teammate, Matt Haas, in Furgero Racing, already confirmed to be in the Hersheys Cup Series chase for the championship. And I mentioned I was going to tell you guys where these non-charter drivers, where you'll see them in the final 5 races of the season. They're going to be scattered throughout the chase for the championship. Next time that you will see the non-charter drivers is going to be at the first race of the season. That's going to be, or of the chase, that's going to be at Chicagoland. Then you won't see them for another, I believe it's 3 weeks. Then we'll go to the dirt track of Oswego. That's when you'll see them next. Then after that, you'll see them at Michigan. That is going to be the 7th chase race. And then you'll see them for the final 2 chase races at Talladega Superspeedway and Auto Club Speedway. So the next stop for these drivers, the final 5 stops after Kentucky. Again, Chicagoland, Oswego, Michigan, Talladega, and Auto Club. As Daniel Gilbert all over the back bumper of Stephen Pollard III. We talked about Kev Shearer dropping out of the top 5 in the points with Daniel Gilbert. I mean, he's a 2-time winner this season, won the season opening race at Daytona, and he was actually one of those drivers too. It seemed to be the Kev Shearer, Daniel Gilbert, Caleb Farrell battle for the points lead. And now Caleb Farrell's the only one that's up there, but Daniel Gilbert trying to remedy that. He's going to get to the left rear quarter panel, and he'll try going for the race lead. And don't count out Kev Shearer. That 30 car is there as well. He is on that inside line. You can see his black and gold Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Penguins Chevrolet. There he is. He's now up in the 5th position, trying to take 4th from the Buick of Paul Minnick. Both the Buicks having good runs right now. Paul Minnick side by side right now with teammate Matt McIntyre in the 26, and here comes David Culpepper. Big run down the back straightaway, and boy, he drove it deep into 3. I would have questioned that entry, and it looks like he's going to pay for it. Yeah, you see how that car just slid right up the track? That was because he drove so hard, so deep into turn number 3, and that's going to turn the lead over to Kev Shearer, who's going to lead that lap, so a valuable bonus point for him, and now he's going to have the Buick to his inside. That's the Quaker State Buick of Matt McIntyre. Talked about drivers that are running well up here that are inside the top 5, top 10 in the point stands. I noticed one driver that's back at the tail end of this lead pack that is not up here with this group, and here's a battle on here for the lead. That's between 2 drivers that finished 1st and 2nd in our last non-charter race. Seth Cole won at Hillside, and he won it over Angel Navarro, who now will take the race lead. But going back to what I was saying, well, actually, maybe I better not just yet. They're 4 wide up here at the front again. That's Becca Tellier, Phil Parker, Daniel Gilbert, and Matt McIntyre. 4 wide for about the 6th position. And they're going to try 5 wide here out of 4. That was Christian Merrick Jr. putting it way down to the bottom. And now they settle it back out to 4 wide, if you can call that settling it out. Henry Nova now in the middle. Paul Minnick up the top. And I think they're going to get back to 3 wide. Nope, they're back to 4 wide. Nova forging up the middle. Look at Seth Cole. He's going to go 4 wide, a row further up. They're 4 wide, 2 rows deep down the back straightaway. It's like watching Talladega Superspeedway here. This is amazing. And this is what I'm hoping we're going to see tomorrow night in the Pizza Hut X Series with chase positions on the line. They're still 4 wide, 2 rows deep. Make it 3 wide. There are 3 rows deep of 4 wide as Charles Jackson to the bottom. They're almost 5 wide going into the corner. They are 5 wide in 1 and 2. And meanwhile, up at the front, the battle is on. Tripatacchio Vernio, Stephen Paul III, and Ryan George. But this is the most fun part of the racetrack right now. This is where all the action's happening. There's still 5 wide coming out of 4. Oh, and there they go! Seth Cole, Parker, Shearer, and Jackson. It was too good to last. And the first caution of the evening comes out, collecting a number of drivers that were running up at the top of the point stands, and oh my goodness, Jackson just got clobbered by Jordan Lopez. Oh, look out! Oh, Cody Smart nearly just hit Jackson. While Cody Smart, John Cittadino, a number of others who were back there. I think Chris Dalton was another who had lost the draft. This is a big-time break for them, but oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy, that was awesome, that was nerve-wracking, all at the same time. I'm a mix of emotions right now, and I gotta settle myself down. Woo! That was only the first half of the race. We got 50% left to go. If that was the first half, I shudder to think what the second half's gonna be. But Tripe and Tachiovernio out in front, looking to pick up his first win of his non-charter career. He's a former winner in the Charter Series back in, I think it was Season 2 when he went to Victory Lane at Bermuda. He leads over Ryan George, Stephen Paul III, Henry Nova, and points leader Daniel Olson up there in 5th. But tough break for a couple of drivers that came into this race running so well in the point standings, namely Seth Cole, who was 4th in points, and Kev Shearer, who came in 6th in the standings. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out this first yellow of the evening here at Kentucky. Not sure if we can get a camera angle. Yeah, this is not a good camera angle right there to see exactly how it started. I mean, we kind of saw it happen live, but even live at that angle we had, it was kind of hard to see who stepped out of line first, who made the contact. We know the 4 cars that got involved here, Cole, Shearer, Jackson, and Parker, all former winners this season as well. Seth Cole going to victory lane twice, Kev Shearer going to victory lane once, Parker going to victory lane once, and Jackson not winning here in this series, but picking up a chartered win this season in the Hersheys Cup Series, all getting involved. And of course, we also saw the hit from Jordan Lopez into Charles Jackson. We won't wait to see that. We're going to actually look and see if we can get a better camera angle. Well, actually, there's the hit right there from Lopez, so you still get to see it anyway. Nice miss there by Chris Dollarton. Tough break there for the 45 of Lopez. Guy who came in 15th in the point standings. Charles Jackson was 12th in points. So those are a couple of other drivers that had a chance tonight with a good run, maybe a win, to continue to work their way up towards the top 5 in the standings. But let's see if we can find a camera angle. We may have to go to our helicopter view. Let's take a look here. And, oh, there you go. Okay, so it might have been some contact started between Phil Parker and Christian Merrick Jr., and it sent Christian Merrick Jr. down into the right rear of Charles Jackson. That's how it all just started. It's amazing we got away with only 4 cars right there up in the middle of the pack going up into the wall. Obviously, Jordan Lopez getting involved as well, but that could have been a lot more drivers there on that front straightaway. It's a good thing that the cars drifted up the track, because if any had bounced back down into traffic, we could have had a big-time multi-car wreck here, taking out a number of drivers. But, I mean, Kev Shearer's car is smoking. This hit that you'll see again of Jordan Lopez into Charles Jackson, I'm sure is going to take both of them out. Don't know about the Toyotas of Phil Parker and Seth Cole, if they're going to be able to continue or not. But like I said, big break for guys like Chris Dollarton, Cody Smart, John Cittadino, who had lost the lead pack. Now they'll have an opportunity to get back into the hunt here as we get set to continue on this race. And there's the shot. Jackson's car 2 wheels off the racing surface after getting clobbered by Lopez. Let's go back for the restart. Lights are out atop the pace car. We'll get ready to turn them loose once again. Tripe and Tachiovernio showing the way. That's a driver that could really use a big run tonight. 35th in the point standings. Obviously nowhere close to being in the conversation for a charter next season, but having a great run here tonight. Ryan George, SP3. Henry Nova, Daniel Olson, that's your top 5, with Trace Williams, David Culpepper, Sean Henley, Quentin Moore, and Christian Merrick Jr., who kind of triggered that last wreck, completing your top 10. You're ready to restart with 11 laps to go here this evening at Kentucky. Let's see how long it takes them to get back to that 3 and 4 wide racing we so enjoyed during the first half of the race. And they're getting a little spread out here on the start. Drivers jumping high, jumping low, jumping middle. 3 wide for 3rd, and Daniel Olson up to the front. Olson looking not only to pick up his 2nd win of the season, but continue to grow his points lead. His last and only win this season coming at the restrictor plate track of Orlando. We should document drivers out of the race after that incident. In total, it was 3 drivers out for that wreck. The 3 that I basically expected: Jackson, Shearer, and Lopez. And then, of course, Nick Gunther. He was able to cross the line. He was scored, but he finishes 42nd after starting on the pole retiring due to a mechanical problem. A piston issue, the official word on that machine. So Kev Shearer, it's been a tough last couple of weeks for him. Think back to Hillside, got involved in a wreck, finished out of the race. Dropped 5 spots in the standings, out of the top 5 to 6th, and here tonight another DNF finish for a guy who was up there battling for the points lead pretty much this entire season. Stephen Pollard III, David Culpepper, big opportunity for them now with Kev Shearer in the garage area. Daniel Gilbert as well, and you're seeing them now making the most of this opportunity, all up inside the top 10. Angel Navarro felt he got robbed last time out at Hillside by Seth Cole. Now Seth Cole was damaged and off the pace. Navarro was up here in the top 10 there in that KFC Toyota Camry. Buick still looking for their first win in the Hersheys Cup Series non-charter series. You see the green Buick of Matt McIntyre there. He still got a shot, and 2 drivers out of Climber Tech Motorsports, even though Charles Jackson's out of the race. You got Vernio, who restarted in the lead, and Christian Merrick Jr. still there as well. We have 4 two-time winners this season. Daniel Gilbert is one, Seth Cole another, along with Cody Smart and Zachary Stoltz. Right now, we have 2 drivers with an opportunity of becoming a 3-time winner. Gilbert running in second, and Zachary Stoltz is starting to fight his way up. He's almost inside the top 10 there. You can see him back there, that bright green Dustless Blasters Toyota Camry. And here comes Daniel Gilbert to the bottom for the race lead off of Daniel Olson's. The Daniel and Daniel show up front, hitting the line with 6 laps to go here at Kentucky. Here comes Tripentacchio Vernio to the inside line for the race lead. He'll go back to the front. And now Matt McIntyre will slip into second. Slower car up ahead, that is Phil Parker in the middle of 3 and 4, and I think they may catch him before this race is over. Tripentacchio Vernio got a nice entry there into 3. I thought that Matt McIntyre was going to get to his inside, but Vernio was able to drive it a little bit faster into the corner and was able to keep ahead of that Buick. And now here comes David Culpepper to the bottom. Culpepper been so consistent this season. He's up to 7th in the point standings, but still looking for his first trip to victory lane here for Young Motorsports. And there you just saw on the left side of your screen the tail end of that Carolina Nut Toyota Camry of Phil Parker. They will catch him. The question is, where will they catch him? Looks like it's going to be here on the front straightaway, which may be the best spot for them to have encountered him rather than in the corner. Whoa! Look out, David Culpepper trying to get by, and that's going to wad them up here. Henry Nova's going to take advantage. He's going to go to the lead on the inside. Stephen Pollard III going to follow him, and now Pollard wants the race lead. It's like they've got Phil Parker moved up to the high line. Everybody's starting to work their way through. So hopefully he won't be a factor, and we will be able to finish the thing under green as Stephen Pollard III now moves to the race lead. He's one of 2 drivers, David Culpepper the other, that's in the top 10 in the point standings without a trip to victory lane. Everybody else that came into this race in the top 10 in points has been to victory lane. Actually, nope, strike that. I am incorrect in that. Caleb Farrell, second in the points, does not have a win this season yet either. So 3 drivers in the top 10 have not been to victory lane yet this season. We actually haven't even seen Caleb Farrell up at the front yet in that 95. He's still at the tail end of the field, so he won't be in the equation for this win, it looks like. As here comes Tripentacchio Vernio back to the inside. He's been out in front twice tonight, wants to be a 3rd time. He'd love to be able to lead coming to the checkered flag, side by side with Stephen Pollard III. Chevy versus Ford into 1. White flag displayed. Next time by, you could throw a blanket over the top 10, over the top 12, maybe even the top 15. All still in the hunt if something happens here at the front. Here comes Pollard to the inside line for the lead once again. He will lead out of 4. He'll be the one that sees the white flag, but will he be the one that sees the checkered flag? 3 wide behind him. Vernio up high. He will clear. Now he may drive low here into 1 as Pollard will do his best to try and defend. Daniel Olson takes the middle line. He tried to get to the inside of Vernio for second. Couldn't do it. Vernio, will he be able to set up Pollard going here into 3 and 4? Vernio's got to get to the inside quickly. Can he move Pollard out of the way? He's going to try it. He's to the left rear, but can he get alongside? Drag race between Vernio and Pollard to the line. Whoa, it was close, but I think Pollard just barely got it. Yes, he did. SP3 gets his first win of the season. It comes here tonight at Kentucky. 2/100ths of a second, they're saying on the scoring monitor here. I don't know what they'll say on the bigger monitor once we get out of the full screen, but man, Vernio almost had it, and he almost had some help in the form of Daniel Olson offering that drafting down on the inside line, and I think that's what made it so close coming to the checkered flag. And I think they wrecked trying to get onto pit road, but it doesn't matter. Caution doesn't matter because the checkered flag is already waved. So that is going to do it tonight. Pollard will pick up the win, and this is 1 week after, well, actually, I should say a couple weeks after moving into the top 5 in the point standings. So this will help him in his goal of trying to get a charter for next season's Hershey's Cup Series. And it is 2 100ths officially, 21 1,000ths of a second. He beats Tripentacchio Vernio by. Let's see if we can go back and get a look at that photo finish. Maybe it wasn't quite as close at another camera angle as it looked there at this camera angle that we had coming to the checkers. But it really looked like it was a splitter. Maybe it was a little bit more than that. Maybe about a quarter of a car length. Now you see right there, Daniel Olson's on the bottom. And I think if he had been down there a little sooner, maybe that would have helped out Vernio. Let's take a look here. Yeah, about maybe a half a car length, maybe a third of a car length advantage that Pollard had over Vernio, but what a finish nonetheless. Either way, it would have been a driver picking up his first win of the season, and Pollard raking in big-time points tonight with his first win of the season, maybe, just maybe, getting himself locked into a spot for a charter next season in Hershey's Cup Series competition. Vernio, so close. He was up front about 4 different times tonight, kept falling back and then moving back up to the front again. He will have to settle for second. Daniel Olson, he obviously would have loved to have a second win, but I think he will take a podium finish, and that'll help him increase his points lead heading into our next race at Chicagoland. Henry Nova will finish the night out in 4th, with Angel Navarro in 5th. That's his second straight top 5 finish for Navarro. 2nd last time out at Hillside, and 5th here tonight at Kentucky. Ryan George will get 6th. Christian Merrick Jr. 7th. 8th for David Culpepper. That's a great run for him. This might move him into the top 5 in the point standings after the hardship had by Seth Cole and the kind of non-existence of Caleb Farrell and Steven Gonzalez both. Finishing out the rest of the top 10, how about Jonathan Zorlin? Great run for him. That's another driver that came in running top 10 in the points. He was 10th in the standings coming to this race, so we'll have to see where this situates him. And Daniel Gilbert finishes in the 10th position. So Culpepper, Gilbert, Zorlin, they may be able to move up into the top 5, taking the slots of Farrell, Gonzalez, and Cole, depending on where the points difference was after this race. Take a look down through the rest of your finishing results here this evening, and we had 37 cars finish on the lead lap. 1 car lap down, that being Phil Parker. He got lapped during that last green flag run, and then 4 drivers out of the race. 3 due to a wreck, 1 due to a mechanical problem. Jackson, Shearer, and Lopez out due to our only wreck of the evening at the halfway point. Nick Gunther out of the race. Started on the pole, never even got to take the green flag as something went mechanically wrong for him during the pacing lap. He will finish the evening in the 42nd position. But that is going to do it here tonight from Kentucky Speedway for the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter series. Stephen Pollard III picks up his first win of the season. It's his second win of his Hershey's Cup Series career, but first in the non-charter series as he takes the checkered flag. Next up tomorrow night, folks, we will determine the 12 slots for the chase for the Pizza Hut X Series Championship here under the lights again at Kentucky Raceway. This race has made me really excited for that one, I can tell you that. And then we pack it up for the following week, where we will see the Hershey's Cup Series Charter Series have their final regular season race. 16 drivers will race their way into the Hershey's Cup Series chase for the championship for Season 4 at the high banks of M&M's Super Speedway. And then we head to Chicagoland, where both chases will begin. Hope that you'll tune in for all those things. If you enjoyed tonight's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We've shown you full finish results. These are the point standings heading into our next race, which will take place in 2 weeks at Chicagoland for the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter series. Till then, I'm Seth Cole signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow night as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.